Hi, I'm Paul, and welcome to MIG Monday. Today what I'd like to do is talk about welding stainless steel with our small home and hobby type welders. Do we need to do anything special to the machine to be able to weld stainless steel? Well, there are some things we have to do, but not to the machine. It's ready to go. But I would like to go over some of the things that we need to do, of course, to successfully weld with stainless steel. Probably the biggest thing that we're going to encounter is the shielding gas that we use. In a perfect world, you'd use a trimix, which is basically 90% argon, about 7.5% helium, and 2.5% oxygen. There are some other alternatives. You can also get by with 98% argon and 2% CO2, or 98 argon and 2% oxygen, which is what we happen to have here. Those are the best gases, and the reason is because those blends, because of the mixture of those gases, it helps intensify the arc and direct the ionized stream of the arc because when you melt steel, it's a lot different than mild steel. When you melt stainless steel, I mean, it's a lot different than mild steel because the pool is going to be a little more thick, kind of almost like like goo that you're trying to move along the plate. And so with the proper gas helps you overcome some of that, as well as a little bit of increased amperage. Typically, the settings that you use for welding stainless steel are going to be a little higher amperage than they would be for a MIG wire of the same diameter. So that's pretty much the only thing that you have to do in terms of gas. The wire, in this case, I'm using 030 309 wire that I picked up. I just picked that up down at the local air gas store around the corner. It's their Radner brand. It's pretty good. And they're local and it's easy to get. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And with the proper wire, the proper gas, and the proper settings on my small machine, I should be ready to go. So let's try and make some welds, all right? All right, as you can see, or maybe you can't, it's glowing hot. Stainless steel, it doesn't dissipate the heat as readily as mild steel does. One of the things you do have to worry about when you're welding stainless steel is the heat. You don't want to get it too hot, but yet you have to have a hot enough arc to be able to control them and make the puddle fluid. The hotter you get, there's what they call a heat-affected zone that's actually parallel to the weld. It isn't the weld metal itself. It's the base metal parallel. Once you get that overly hot, then some chemical things happen. The carbon mixes with the chromium, forms chrome carbide, and that's not corrosion resistant, so you kind of end up affecting corrosion resistance ability of your weld. But let's see here. You gotta, hopefully you can see that all right. We have a nice smooth bead. Okay. All right, so there you have it. We've successfully made a stainless steel weld with a small home hobby style welder. It can easily be done. You just have to remember the right ingredients. You have to have the right shielding gas, the right grade of wire for the grade of stainless that you're welding on. The 309 that we use is a pretty good all around, but there are some instances where you may have to match the steel to the wire to the grade of stainless that you're using. But other than that, we've obtained a small welder and we've done what some people consider a pretty complicated welding on stainless steel, and it's actually not that difficult. Basically, you just remember a little more amperage than you would with mild steel. The puddle's going to act a little differently, so don't get caught off guard by that. It's going to be a little muddier, a little thicker, not going to flow quite as easily. But we've got it. So if you have questions or ideas or projects, you want to send them in or send them to the forum, we'll be glad to address them. So until next time, you guys take care. Well, if you learned something today or like what you saw, please feel free to subscribe and keep an eye out for new episodes every MIG Monday.